Hey everyone, Wanderbot here, and welcome back to some more Deep Rock Galactic Survivor. This time for the Masteries update, which just added a whole bunch of new things, including more meta progression. I think they reset the meta progression. I think this is the same as it always was. No, some of these are new, like starting with extra nitro and gold, that's new. There's the ability to reroll artifacts, but we need these cores if I want to actually upgrade anything. There's also potency of your weapons, which is a new stat, which is probably just an overall damage boost, but it could be other things as well. I'm not entirely sure. Anyway, so all of my meta progression has been reset. I'll have to work on that. There's also more milestones, so we have a whole bunch kind of in the middle here. So level up 1,000 times to get energy bars. Yeah, so it's a bunch of trinkets and a couple of... I don't know what this is. It's something for masteries, maybe? Not sure. I wish I knew what this exactly meant, but it's fine. It's... Oh no, this just means that I have a new mastery to unlock. Or like a class mastery? I don't know, we'll see. So the mastery system, well, we've got a couple of things within that. So there's weapon masteries, class mod masteries, and bio masteries. And also anomaly dives. Anomalies just add like a modifier to the game, so like double experience, but you can't heal during the level, or you can't heal when you level up. 10%, you're just reduced down to 10% of your regular HP, and all HP gain is reduced to 10%, which is rough, no movement, you just don't move, and vanilla gets rid of all meta progression. Weapon mastery is interesting. Ooh, which gun do we want to pick? I gotta pick a favorite. Actually, here's a question. If I just do a main mission, what is... I could do the M1000 Classic. So, the thought is... Weapon Mastery, let's find that M1000 maybe. So, for each of these you complete, you gain a Mastery bonus as shown on the right side. So if you complete Hazard 5, you gain whatever that percentage bonus is permanently for that weapon whenever you use it. So if we go this on, I'm gonna do Hazard 3. I'm not going to be full stupid yet. Let's see. Oh, we can. Oh, I guess it's just launched. Okay. I don't want to go full stupid yet and pick a different or do anything too risky. We're gonna need more kite here. I gotta not forget that. I'd started to run as like a, hey, you know, let's dive in and play some of this. And I completely forgot about secondary objectives and got embarrassed and then just decided, you know what, better to hide my shame. So, we're hiding my shame with a new run. And we're gonna try doing this. My thought is for doing Hazard 3 instead of just Hazard 5 is one. Hazard 5 is pretty hard. It can work out great, don't get me wrong. But if I'm only stuck with one weapon, I think that's actually fine, just because it means all of my upgrades are going to be dedicated entirely to that singular weapon. But it also means that, especially early on, I'm kind of hard locked to very little, and that's gonna take some serious tactics and pathing to not get absolutely drubbed here. We'll see what happens. I'm reasonably confident, and we also don't have to fight the Dreadnought, I think. I think we only have to do the first 3 levels, which is actually a lot easier. So, if I can do a Hazard 3 with this gun, then I can potentially do a Hazard 4, and then if I can just do Hazard 5s, then we just go with the Hazard 5s. Maybe. Okay. I think I'll go for the Squint. The nitrogenic powder for the extra crit chance is tempting, but I'm not that interested. The other thing I should maybe consider is just doing some totally regular runs when I get the chance, just to get those cores. Okay. I have to be somewhat careful. We want to get that Morkite. There it goes. Alright. Do I want to just go for damage? Yeah. We need to get the overclocks on this weapon. The one that makes it so that overkill damage explodes is going to be pivotal. We're also going to need some experiences. I am only level 6 here, and that's not great. Crit damage. Crit damage. Right now it's not going to be that good, but later on it's going to be amazing. We just have to get a couple more crit upgrades. I'm going to be very low level on this, at least for the first run or two. We're just not going to generate enough experience, but at least I can probably grab a bunch of gold. And we got the Morkites, so that's good at least. Alright, let's see if I can lure it in so it helps me get this gold. Okay, keep going for that damage. Whoop. What I'm probably going to need is fire rate. And other stuff. Like one of the big issues with this gun is it only fires at the highest value target in the area, which is good. It's great for taking out elites and bosses and whatnot. It's also bad because it's really bad at taking out trash mobs. Unless the trash mobs are on the way to that elite, which, like, is doable. Other thing to note is, I might not need too many of those, I might not need meta progression upgrades anymore, or at least the, like, basic mining resources. I think I'll still pick them up when it's, like, super convenient for me to do so. This is gonna maybe hurt? No. Yes. No. We're good. Let's just set those off. Okay. Let's keep going for that reload speed. We want this gun to fire more often. Okay, fire rate. So fire rate and reload speed, absolutely. Oh, right, there's also the upgrade that makes it so it fires the whole dang clip. I gotta remember that for this gun, because that is actually kind of important. Okay, we're gonna take some damage coming through here, but it's fine. Let's get that reload speed. Because I think the mod that specifically makes enemies explode when shot by this gun, I think that's the one that takes the whole clip and fires it at once. Unless I'm mistaken. I don't know, whatever. We're getting out of this with a lot of resources, so I'm kind of confident. Kind of. Okay, let's just go for the max HP, do a reroll. We can do better than this. Yeah, I'll just pick up those for the time being. That paint job isn't really the... What is that thing? I don't think I've ever seen that before. So I guess they have some other goodies hiding away in here. I'm excited. What are you? It says 50. Oh, this is the core thing. It's a reactor core. Still don't know what 50 means. But whatever. Speaking of cores, I am very much looking forward to Deep Rock Galactic Rogue Core. I know I've said it before, but the idea of Deep Rock Galactic but with some roguelike upgrades, if it could just be the fusion of this and Deep Rock Galactic into one game, I think it would actually be perfect. I don't think it would need more than that. Which is like, okay, maybe... No, it probably would need more than that. Just because obviously scaling would be so much more chaotic and problematic. But I don't know, I just... Okay, we did get the Morkite we needed. Let's go for the fire rate. And we can go all in on one weapon here, which is really nice, actually. Okay, we got one of those. One of the issues is an utter lack of mining speed, which is holding me back to no uncertain degree. Okay, drains gold, no. Chance of getting or nitro whenever I mine a rock, sure. Go for that. But yeah, my mining speed is abysmal. Once again, oh, you know what? It's because we lost those cores. I do wish that they had kind of estimated a handful of cores based on the number of runs you've won, maybe? Just because I have lost a tremendous amount of my meta progression here. And I'm not going to get that back. Without doing, like, oodles of runs. Let's see, what do we want to do? Damage and reload speed? No, we're actually going to go for the clip size. Balls. Okay, didn't die. Did hurt. I can't do that. But yeah, Death Must Die, another bullet heaven that I absolutely adore, did this exact same thing, where they added a new layer of meta progression, requiring you, or that is only earnable when you defeat a boss. Cool, that's fine. The problem with that is that, they didn't give any more, and so me, who'd played quite a lot of the game prior, was suddenly in this position where I didn't have any of this, like, very pivotal resource for meta progression. And so I had, like, really good gear, but none of the talent tree. And the game was balanced around the idea of, like, oh yeah, by the time you're in Act 2, you'll have gotten X amount of this stuff for the, like, in the talent tree. There we go. You'll have gotten X amount of this stuff in the talent tree, and should have no trouble clearing this area. But because I'd already gotten to that act prior to this talent tree being added, I was getting drubbed in kind of a rough way. It wasn't that terrible, but it was definitely one of those where it's just like, just giving me like a handful would have been very helpful. Okay, this is just gonna hurt? Yep. Because I have no iframes. It does feel like my bullets aren't flying just at the hardest possible enemy. Okay, please give me more bullets, less range. Combines all your projectiles into one thick boy, greatly increasing damage while reducing reload speed. Okay, so now we've got the thick boy, which means fire rate's bad. Is it no longer aiming at one specific target? It's also not exploding. Oh, there goes the boss. Go for the max HP so I don't die here. Okay, this is rough. Go for the damage. We need that reload speed. Now I'm dead. Damn it. Now I'm trying to think. I think I can do it. I think I was getting greedy, but also now we've got some of this meta progression. What do I want? Honestly, hate to say it, the mining speed is almost the most tempting. It's either mining speed or armor. Oh. Okay, so we don't need this for every level beyond, so armor was very much the correct choice there. Okay, let's try a different weapon this time around. Do we want to just do something basic like the LMG platform? Sure. Let's see. Hazard 3? Can I? No, it doesn't look like I can change those. Interesting. Yeah, this might be a bit of a trial until we've gotten a couple of these. But on the flip side, like, if I can make it work, if I can have a really good run, if I can get... Oh, you know what the other one I should probably invest into? Even more than anything else? Luck. Like, armor is great, but after a certain point, it's luck that determines much of my success in this game, which is weird to say because, you know, it should be skill-based, but luck determines our drop rates. And if our drop rates are abysmal, and we're only getting really basic upgrades, and why is this starting level 5? Oh, Tinkerer? Oh, it's the Tinkerer. Okay. So we have this there. Not the best placement. And yeah, I'm gonna have to go out of my way to get those Apoca Blooms. Still not enough. Ouch. Get plasma. Reason for plasma is now all my bullets are bouncing. There we go. Here's the other problem with me playing on a... Ooh. Let's just go for the max HP. The other problem with me playing on a higher hazard level is I haven't played this in a while, so I'm lacking some of the muscle memory. I've got it, but you know, a little rusty. No, mining speed. Pickup radius is nice. Oh god, how am I going to be able to do this with some of the weapons? The drones feel like they're going to be weird chaos. I was going to put both of them down right there. We want to get the upgrades so that my turrets will also destroy the environment, if we can. Because they make this so much easier. Maybe. I guess it does kind of run counter to plasma, is the one issue, because it gets rid of a lot of the, it gets rid of a lot of your ability to bounce shots because they'll just destroy the walls and then eventually just fire off into the sunset. I know. Only so much I can do about that. Being able to have little mining buddies still seems like it might be more valuable. But maybe not. Again, we're only here for like 3 regions. Just gonna have to hope that they destroy some of that for me. Boy. My luck is not holding though. We're rolling with a lot of garbage. Let's see. Fire rate, fire rate. I kind of wish I knew how much HP just regular enemies had on this hazard level. Because I think that would actually be kind of pivotal, is if I knew exactly how much HP they had, I could determine what my base level of damage is. So, okay, let me explain this. My goal is to be able to one-shot the most basic type of unit with an attack. Anything above that, the shot is potentially wasted, though obviously we have bounce, so it's not full wasted, it'll just bounce to the next enemy. But if every single one of my shots kills one of these guys, then any further damage, you know, might apply to some other stronger enemy, but is fundamentally, it's overkill, and overkill doesn't do anything against the regular enemies. At which point, you're better off going for attack speed, because attack speed cannot be wasted in the same way. It's why I usually go for attack speed over raw damage in these games, because raw damage has the chance and possibility of being completely squandered, whereas fire rate never is. The only fear is if enemies have armor in such a way that it... Oh boy. If enemies have armor in such a way that it applies like a flat reduction. Okay, this is probably excessive and maybe gonna get me killed. We'll see. Let's go for the fire rate. Extra turrets or faster no, let's just go for an extra turret charge. Unfortunately, I don't have much for pickup radius. So this is not working the hottest for me. Oh, because once again, meta progression. It's messing with me. It's fine. We'll make it work or something. Well, I like these options. Yeah, I'll just pick it up. Waste no resources, just go for the upgrades. So the 32 seems to be based on kind of the number. There's X amount that you can find total. Well, it's nice to get a couple of them. And it looks like we don't need quite as many as I thought. Which is a serious boon. Okay. Let's just set that off. Having 3 turrets doesn't really change much, unfortunately. Because ultimately, it's reload speed that determines how many turrets I can have out at once. This just allows me to bank some extra. I really do not like the fact that my turrets will not prioritize my own defense. It's fine and kind of expected, but I have no recourse against an enemy that is hugging my butt. And that's the bad touch. I don't want that. Let's see. I especially don't want bugs doing it. My wife, different story. Okay, let's... I can't do too much about this. I guess we could do a loop. There we go. Pick it up. Ow. Well, there's something there. Fire rate, max HP. We'll get another upgrade. Not the best place to be in this situation. Oh, they've got a... one of those guys. Yeah, I'm not very lucky with my magnets either right now. Oh, I'm probably host. Fire rate, extra turrets. Nope, fire rate, loss of accuracy, reload speed, and dodge chance when taking damage. I made it out. I don't know how I made it out. I'm not gonna live. Okay, move speed. Gonna be pivotal. There's some red sugar. I'm back up to 80 HP. Keep going for that reload speed. I'm clearly going to need some damage here. But I'm actually kind of shredding the little guys, which is what we desperately need. Okay, let's keep going for movement speed. Took out the boss. Go back for the experience. This is what I meant when I was saying, oh gosh, okay, that's a bunch. Let's go for the max HP, give us a little bit more of a buffer. %. Probably overkill. We'll make it. But I weep for the loss of that magnet in the corner that I missed because I was too focused on what I was doing. Ouch. Piercing. That's a stat now. Oh, that feels good. Unfortunately, almost all of my upgrades are entirely gold-based. Or nitro-based. Wait. Oh, no, we do still have to fight a dreadnought. Okay. That changes things a smidge. Okay. Well, we'll make it work or something. I guess my main thing that I need to care deeply about... Damage... I mean... No, I should just be going for the flat damage here on my guns. But yeah, what we should be going for is as much red sugar as possible. Had I been thinking about it, I would have bought health. On the flip side, I'm actually reasonably confident in my ability to pull this off. We're fairly strong at this moment. Even if my damage doesn't quite reflect that, my fire rate certainly does. Let's leave them with gifts. Okay, my HP is actually pretty close to full, so we don't need to worry about that too deeply. And if I get really lucky, we'll get some kind of useful perk from the supply drop. Let's just continue on. I never finished talking about being kind of bored by modern bullet heavens. I think it mostly just comes down to, like, I sat down to reflect on, like, how I feel about how I feel about this genre and, like, what makes them good for me. And came to the kind of, I don't want to say grim realization that, well, I don't know, grim. The realization that, like, hey, a lot of these games that are kind of coming out don't really match my standards. Which is weird. Like, I guess I'm not used to the idea of having particularly high standards. Not that I want to say that I'm a cheap date or anything when it comes to, oof. Do you want reload speed? Yeah, I'm going to keep going for reload speed. Faster my reload speed, the more turrets we can have out simultaneously, which seems pretty useful. The hell is that thing? Oh, is that the... Oh no, it's running away from me. That's a new one. Luckily for it, I don't really care right now, nor do I have much of a basis for being able to chase after something. Oh, oh, look at all those turrets. This is why I want to have the really fast how much nitro do I have? Not much, so it is going to slow me down. Maybe I should have gone for the gold train, but... It is a nice damage booster. Kind of right at the finish line. I'd like to get some movement speed, but... I don't know if I will be so lucky. There we go. I think damages looks pretty good now that I've invested into it. The main fear is dodging the elite. We might not want to pick up any more nitra. Okay, I'm going to live in a hole for a second. Wait for these guys to go away. Okay, there he is. Yeah, I'll take the max HP. Oh, that's a new special effect for him. Okay, we want to stay away from digging. Don't care about mining speed, do care about movement speed. Okay, we're just gonna play Ring Around the Rosie with this guy. Oh, that's new. And appreciated. I like the fact that it has new patterns. As long as it doesn't get any faster, though, we're fine. What? Okay, that's also new. And it is now dead. Okay, and I've got oodles of HP, so we can just calmly get out of here. Well, that worked out actually reasonably well. I'll take that 10% damage bonus. Why not? So now we get a 7% damage and reload speed bonus whenever I use that. We also get Tinkerer Mastery. Or the ability to do Tinkerer Mastery? I'm not sure. Okay. Luck. Oh boy. Yeah, we want to get that up to maximum, for sure. Oh, did we do another one? I suppose so. I could also do a Biome Mastery. You know, all things considered, maybe it is actually just better for me to do the Biome Masteries first. No. Yes? No? Maybe. I guess actually, looking at this, it seems like it hits pretty hefty diminishing returns after 3. So I think that's the answer. Biome goals are only available in main missions. So who do we want to play as? Who are we working on? Engineer, Scout? I guess Scout. Oh, we just did a Scout run. Let's do Gunner. And what do I want to do? Heavy Gunner? I was doing Gunner a bunch, though. We could go for the Explosive Boy. Here, let's go back for a second, take a look at our milestones. Which weapon? Okay. So 27 on Engineer gets the Shredder Swarm Grenade. 24 on Scout gets the Bolt Shark. Do we have all the Driller stuff? No, Plasma Charger. And then I don't know where we are on weapons. Or they changed weapons now. Dive with Interrogator on has 2, Strong-Armed. So I guess really as long as I don't just play the thing that I just played, we're making progress. So why don't we start with the most basic, Crystalline Caverns, and... yeah, sure, Gunner. Heavy Gunner. I just know I was using Heavy Gunner a bunch right before I stopped, but on the flip side, I have missed my big guns. Extra piercing. You know what? No, let's go for the armor. We are going to be... this is going to be a long run, which I'm actually kind of excited for. It did always feel like the runs... oh no. Wait, maybe that's a problem. It did always feel like the runs were a little short. The flip side is there is really hefty diminishing returns on how fast you level. Oh, I wonder if the change means that you no longer have to unlock the overclocks anymore. That it's switched entirely over to this mastery system, so you unlock the ability to do a mastery run with the weapon once you've gotten it to level 12, but you no longer have to unlock the overclock. If that's the case, I'm actually very happy about that. Because that was, I think, one of the biggest things holding this game back. Was... and now it almost makes me think, oh man, I hope the developers maybe have watched some of my videos. Gold or Nitra? Ooh, both are good. Let's go for the Nitra. There we go. Well, do we want to go for that plasma build? Because we've got the shard diffractor and we've got the breach cutter. Let's go for the breach cutter first. Let's go for fire rate on this sucker. Still looking for that Morkite. I don't think I've seen any yet, which is a bit of a concern. Yeah, I always feel kind of bad because in retrospect, like, yes, developers will watch my videos, and that is something I need to get over. Unfortunately, I'm a professionally trained artist, which means that I really like giving critique. And, you know, that doesn't necessarily, like, not every artist is a critic, but one part of my education is giving criticism out. And unfortunately, I do also tend to be a little bit jaded after just being in this industry for a while. And so some part of me is suddenly like having that, I'm going to say a minor crisis of just like, oh, I hope I didn't say anything terribly rude or dismissive. But I was being kind of, is the word glib? I think glib is a somewhat viable word for what I'm trying to say. I was a little bit cavalier about my commentary for a sponsorship recently. And going back on it, I was like, yeah, you know what? That actually might have just been a little bit too, I don't want to say unkind, but it was definitely more critical than it was positive. And so some part of me was just like, yeah, I probably should have actually, more damage and piercing at the cost of rate of fire. The piercing is tempting, the reload, yeah, let's go for that. Because I don't know what the default is. We haven't gotten enough Morkite yet, so we actually need a boogie back. I'm level 12 on this one, which isn't too terrible. And yeah, we've got Morkite right here. Got it. Took a bit of damage. Not a problem. Not as lucrative of a first region as some others, but that's okay. Damage and burn. I think I'm just going to add the burn, even if it's not like a huge element to what I'm trying to do here. I think it's still worth it. Reload speed for heavy weapons might have been a good idea, but whatever. We definitely need to get some more movement speed. And mining speed. Like, those two are actually very much the, secret champions. Let's go for a reroll here. Can I get them both? Go for the mining speed. Yes, I can get them both. And let's just go for the damage. Alright. That should be a good spot. And it looks like this time it's blue caps. The 10% mining speed's gonna help. Die 3 times. Well, that's rude. But that's okay. But yeah, every once in a while I have to kind of humble myself a little bit. Because, like, not to say that, like, being a bitter, jaded individual is, hey, it's easy. It's easier to be bitter and jaded than optimistic. For sure. Kind of, it's one of those where it's easier to fall into that, but it is harder overall to be bitter and jaded. And so it's one of those where, like, it is important for me to remember that I should not be, you know, in that mental state too often. Even while I'm here talking about, like, you know, some bullet heavens don't match my criteria. They're not good enough for me anymore. You know, some part of that is why it is important for me to say, like, hey, yeah, I should actually have, not lower standards necessarily, but I should at least be nicer about it most of the time. These I do not want. Guess look at the Bulldog heavy revolver. I don't think it counts as a heavy weapon, which is a bit of a downer. But whatever. Let's just do dodge chance when taking damage. Yeah, I was hoping to get the shard diffractor. And, like, I'll use the Bulldog heavy revolver. I could have maybe gone for, like, the sludge pump or the flamethrower as well. Though I don't like the flamethrower. It sucks, too, because I went through, like, 50% of my gold. Or not 50% of my gold, just 50 gold to do that. And that sucks. I need that gold. For upgrades and stuff, rather than rerolls. 20% flat damage, though. That makes up for it. Okay, it's not the elite. We don't need to worry about that. And unlike the last run where we kind of had to play keep away, we're strong enough here that most things melt if they get too close to me for too long. I think part of it is also, I don't want to say I'm a people pleaser because I think I've grown out of that, and hello. I think I've grown out of that as I've gotten older, maybe, hopefully. Like I do want people to like approve of me. That's fine. It's just important to recognize that some people you do not want to seek the approval of. When I was younger, I was around a bunch of assholes. To put it as kindly as possible, knockback enemies, absolutely. And I mean, like, who doesn't grow up kind of around jerks? Maybe people are nicer than nicer than I think, nicer than, you know, my own experiences. There's, you know, I won't discount that possibility that, you know, I've just been kind of unlucky with people around me. But it was not infrequent that, you know, I'd be in art class and you have to pick a table to do your art at. So I'd be hanging out with kind of a bunch of just shitty, mean people that would do shitty, mean things to each other because it was worth a cheap laugh to them. And I was always kind of perpetually the new kid because I'd move a bunch and never really had like exactly like a firm friend group to latch onto because, you know, as soon as I'd maybe get that, either some circumstance would change or ultimately I'd move. And so it would be like, well, time to make a new friend group. Oops. Time to move again. Time to make a new friend group. I don't think I really resent this just because it was kind of a clean exit. I had one group of friends in elementary school, but they were super serious about, ooh, do we want to ionize the plasma too? Sure. Let's just stack a bunch of elements in there. Do I want to do one reroll? Absolutely. Let me just make sure I'm buying the correct ones. The piercing on the bulldog wouldn't be terrible, but eh. That's convenient. But so, like, my friend group in elementary school, their parents were their parents were tiger moms, like straight up classic, the stereotype. They were nice, you know, they weren't like the brutal kind, but they were definitely like, birthdays would come around and I'd get a video game and my friend would get like a new stack of SAT books. And as we were getting closer and closer to middle school, they were much more like, no, you need to be serious about your education. You know, enough is enough. No more playing around outside. No more playing video games. The only thing is they were allowed to play video games when I was around, but even then there was still kind of that pressure. I'm sure they kind of had to pay for it, is the answer. Okay, do we want the corrosive sludge pump? I literally have no choice here. This is actually kind of tricky. I have trapped myself here. And the loot goblin is for sure gone. It's fine. I want that 20%. Oh, but that was kinetic damage. Not just flat. We only have a couple of weapons that do kinetic. I'll work on more generic upgrades after we've maxed out a couple of my weapons. I think we'll go for the crit damage bonus, even though we're not going for crit at the moment. We will. Okay, and you, sir... I just need to figure out where you've gone. Come back. We also need more kite. Keep that in mind. It's kind of cute. Okay, there's the Morkite. This is gonna hurt a bit. Let's see. Fire rate? Sure. Go fire rate on the Bulldog. Unfortunately, I've kind of trapped myself again. Let's get out of it. Before it gets bad, it got bad. It got bad and it's getting worse. Let's see. We've got a lot of resources here that I could be mining too, which makes this a little worse. At least I've got all that extra mining speed. Okay, avoid that. That's the boss right there for the Mactera. The other thing I want to make sure is that I don't accidentally hit the Mactera with... Oh, we're gonna kill it. For sure. Nope, we didn't. Okay, good. Okay. Increase healing on level up. Damage done by 1% for every 5 gold you have, or crit chance for every nitra you have. Let's go for the crit chance on nitra. Go for weapon range for beams. I haven't made the best decisions here. My greed is getting the better of me. But as they say, greed is good, right? Okay, we've got some healing crystals. Things are going to be getting stronger. But I can work with it. Potency. Still don't exactly know what potency does, and bonus beams. Oh, yeah, that's fun. Okay, go for that extra pickup radius. I might have the time for this. Okay. But I don't have more time. Ow. It's fine. We made it out like bandits. There we go. Where do I want to be? Like, the status effect damage actually does kind of help these two weapons somewhat. Let's go for the max HP. Let's go for the piercing. I think I'm still going to skip the status effect damage in favor of armor, movement, and we can actually grab both of these. Last bullet fires in all directions or greatly increases the fire rate at cost of accuracy. Oh, let's go for the unstable overclock. And get a heal. Okay. Tiger moms losing friends. I don't know, they just got serious about schooling and didn't have as much time for me. And so, like, quickly, they were focused on their in-group and I was very much in the out-group. And so, like, some of them would still hang out with me, but it was definitely different as we got older. Still amuses me to no end that I got better SAT scores than all of them, not without trying, but, you know, just kind of one of those validating things of like, hey, if you live a rich life, you might actually do fine, as long as you take your studies somewhat seriously, as opposed to, like, burn yourself out at the tender age of 12. Because, like, I didn't really understood what burnout was, but you could tell these kids were cooked early, and were not liable to recover. I've not tried to, like, rekindle a friendship with them. I mean, also it's kind of weird the older you get, and there's kind of that inherent, like, extra strangeness if you're already an outlier. I think maybe that's something you just kind of have to accept after a certain point, that, like, yeah, if you are a weirdo, maybe it's okay to embrace that and just figure out, like, who will accept you for being that weirdo, as opposed to maybe make you feel weird or bad about it. And so, like, after I moved away from that friend group, I moved to, like, a completely different area, and everyone there was weirdly mean. I had one friend, and he was even weirder than I was, and so that was, you know, that had some friction associated with it. Unfortunately, it's giving me a lot of upgrades for the two weapons that I don't really need upgrades for. Oh well. I guess they'll just keep getting stronger. Let's try and get the acid sprayer up. There's the Slug-a-Bug if I can get to him. There's also Morkite, which I should probably be going out of my way for. I still also want to destroy this thing just to see what it gets me. There it goes. Oh, it just gets you a full-on extra supply drop. Holy shit, that's amazing. And a sweet magnet. It really wants me to work on these. All right. Pickup radius? Sure. I mean, if the game is weighting towards, like, my two best weapons, who am I to say no to that? As long as the upgrades are actually good. Wouldn't do if they're kind of trash. But yeah, keep an eye out for those little treasure goblins. They're actually worth it. Collecting red sugar increases your max HP. I'll take it. Not particularly amazing, but considering I've been taking a bunch of damage and healing a bunch back, yeah, just grabbing that red sugar upgrade might actually be the right call. I don't know. Okay, there's the Elite Mactera. I was hoping to grab some more resources from this level. I might still. Oh, here's some red sugar. I'll take that. These are things I don't want to be around. But yeah, but pretty much had no good friends in middle school. Then I moved to a different middle school and had even worse friends for a while. Let's see. Damage at the cost of potency. Sure. I'm assuming potency is related to status effect damage. Somewhat. I don't know. I actually wish I knew what potency did. But it's fine. I like the mining speed. Oh, this is worth it. Can I get both? Yes. Well, that worked out. And we... Interesting. So we have a boss, but... we might have another boss here. Okay, that's fun. What level am I? 48. Yeah, my main fear is that I'm not going to gain a whole lot of levels for the remaining couple of biomes, and I'll be in trouble because of that. If so, oh well. We definitely could use some more max HP upgrades. I haven't really invested in that territory that much. But, like, as part of all of this, you know, I still wanted friends. I wanted people to hang out with, and I wanted to, like, be cool. And unfortunately, like, almost always, because so many of these people were, I mean, kind of cruel, inherently, like, the lesson you learn as a child is, well, all of these people are cruel, so to seek their approval, I also have to be cruel. The real answer is no, you just have to find someone else, or just be a loner. Which is inevitably what ended up happening, is that, like, they just... You can never, you know, no amount of cruelty is enough for a cruel person to approve of you. At best, you're just a passing amusement, and unless you somehow are seen as their superior, they will always just continuously look down on you. And so instead, yeah, the trick is to find somewhere else to go. A different group. Oh, can I actually take a look at potency here? Nope. I think it's status effect damage, considering it's the same symbol and they just haven't changed it. That's my assumption. But yeah, in the end I ended up just spending like the latter half of my high school years playing a lot of World of Warcraft, and wouldn't you know, it was actually like a bunch of really positive and nice people for the most part. And like, I don't think I'd be this socially well adjusted. Am I socially well adjusted? I have no idea. Probably not. I don't exactly interact with a whole lot of people in real life. Vak had asked the question of like, yeah, when have you ever gone on just like a totally unprompted road trip with your buds? And I'm like, literally never. Because I haven't. And so like there's some question of like how much of this is just like being a millennial now? How much of this is being an internet denizen? How much of this is me just being a weird guy, actually? Do we wanna... Let's go for the knockback. We need the damage, but we've got a decent amount from the plasma tethers, and so being able to specifically just keep enemies off of me seems like it might be the more practical idea. We don't need the Morcut, I'm just mining it for experience. Which I guess I should be focused on fighting more than anything else. God, these plasma beams are insane. And if we can get like a whole bunch of reload speed here. And we already have a lot. We could do some pretty wild things with it. Let's see, more potency, more crit chance. I could go for the reroll, but I think I'd rather save that. I was really hoping one of the meta progression upgrades would actually give me a free reroll occasionally, but alas. No dice. But kind of as part of this whole, like, don't seek the approval of assholes, that's something oh, it's the twins. It's something I genuinely wish I had learned, and or been taught by someone somewhere along the way. And, like, I know TV shows kind of teach you that, but actually, like, learning how to identify, like, hey, this person's just bad for you as a person, and, like, will never, ever be a positive influence or change for the better. I don't think a lot of television shows really did a good job of that. There's always too much power friendship, you know. Once they get over whatever they're oh, interesting, you can't overkill one of them. You have to kill them kind of simultaneously. Too many TV shows very much like just portray friendship as something that you can like get over, like whatever reason why they're bad, they can somehow not or stop being bad somehow. Yeah, they go back for a little kiss. No, they do actually just equalize their HP. Ah ha ha, that's scary. But they'll only do it periodically. You could potentially kill one of them. Oof. Piercing or reload. The problem is, I don't know how much more piercing we need on this gun. Okay, here they're coming back to... I wish they would actually, instead of just healing the other, it was more of a, like, they would equalize their HP between. As opposed to the, like, oh, you've overkilled this one. Time to be punished for that. Oh, that was close. We definitely are going to need some more movement speed up in here. Okay. We seem to be doing fine, though. The possibility I kill the red one? Nope, kill the blue one first. Oh, ow. That hurt. It's fine, we're doing okay. Odd it took so long for the shuttle to show up. Let's see. Like, I don't want to necessarily blame anime for this because it's not purely an anime thing, but like anime especially had a bunch of like, this person's like the bad guy. Oh, but you know, with the power of friendship and like overwhelming firepower, you've recruited them as a new friend. And like, it's weird how much of a like mixed message that ends up being. Okay, do we want to... Yeah, just get those. More beams, more lifetime. More beams. More mining speed. Reroll again. I'm in desperate need of some movement speed here, all things considered, but whatever. I'll just mine really fast or something. The only immediate problem is we're going to be... Oh, gosh. I mean, we mine really fast, but yeah, we're going to be here for 5 more regions, which is a bit of a concern. I mean, I'm going to be very strong by the end of it, but diminishing returns can and will kill me. Just owing to the fact that the longer the run goes on, the tougher the enemies are going to be. But I'm not going to match that. I'm curious about how it's going to kind of cope. On the flip side, I guess I will be getting most of my weapons up to level 12. Or level 18, so like that might be fine. I think I might want to overinvest into the plasma beams, though, when I get the chance. Look for another one of those loot bugs, because if we see them, we kind of need those. Crit is one of the big damage sources that I haven't really invested into. Maybe I don't need to. I don't know. It does seem like I'm cooking a lot of them over there. Let's just go for red sugar max HP. Yeah, let's just go reload speed of all heavy weapons. It'd be nice to singularly focus on one, but it's probably pointless. I think I am still leveling up. Maybe it's not that bad. I don't know. Okay, swarm incoming. There's an Apoca Bloom. Completes that at the very least. Yeah, some more pickup radius would also not be remiss. Okay, I guess I gotta get a bad touch. There we go. Focus on that one. Huh. Interesting. I can't pick up the red sugar. Maybe if we come back. I was full health when it dropped, and so I'm sure it was kind of defaulting to an inactive state, even though I did end up taking damage. Oh, and we also have 2 elites for this second section here. Ow. No amount of armor can really overcome that amount of damage. Well, I'll just make do or something. Yeah, pleasantly we've got a heck ton of knockback here. Let's see, lifetime. Yeah, let's go lifetime on the beams. How are we doing resource-wise? Not as much gold as I was hoping for. Because I've definitely gotten like 150 gold on some of these. Do we? No. Yeah, we definitely got. Upgrade reload speed on those. Do we go for the armor? Let's reroll. More damage on that. Get the movement speed, get the pickup radius. Yeah. Just once we get both of those past a certain threshold, we will be zipping really fast and picking up most resources near us. So I won't have to worry as much. I'm also curious about the amount of experience I'm going to get from one of these. Because it's got to be a lot, yeah? Hopefully. Saying the, like, it's got to be a lot, yeah? I think it's kind of a very Canadian thing. But I recently replayed through Final Fantasy X, and it's like, oh no, I picked that up from Waka, didn't I? Like, it's fascinating how much some games can affect you in that way. Also, game's still pretty good. Does suffer from, like, endgame content, though. I know some people adored it, but, like, I was trying to get a singular ribbon just for the sake of saying I've gotten a singular ribbon. It's freaking hell in that game. I did not remember how brutal the endgame grind on Final Fantasy X was. With, like, I mean, I guess there were some outlets for it, but it wasn't great. Let's just go for the reload speed. We're just going to plasma beam the shit out of things. I do kind of wish you could keep getting more overclocks after, you know, after level 18. I understand why you can't. It's a little unfortunate. Okay, how am I gonna get out of this mess? It's not like taking damage is really that much of a threat to me. I mean, it does. It absolutely hurts, and I want to avoid taking too many kicks to the teeth. 3% crit chances. Like, it's so bad. Here's the blue cap. Okay, kill the elites. Yeah, I'm still being a little slow. I think part of it is I really need to give up the ghost on picking up experience. Like, I'll do it if it's convenient, but I think I must realize that, like, hey, experience is not going to be how I progress here. Luckily, my mining speed is very good. You can't puke on me. I'm too quick for you. Oop. Oh, you're gonna... Nope, you didn't hit me. Aha! Like, I should probably also be mining rock here. Huh. I would have expected Roly-Poly to be the first elite to go down, but... I guess the other guy was just getting shredded. I guess it makes sense. Ow. I deserve that. I should probably be paying attention to where I'm going, but that's fine. No. Like, 20% projectile damage helps, but I'd rather have heavy damage. I could have used that. Oh, that's fine. I'll grab that. I think we'll just leave it. Alright. 3 more. I do actually like these longer runs. It's a better alternative to like, endless mode. I don't like endless modes because there's kind of the implication of, like, but do you want to keep going? And you're like, yeah, but my run's doing so well. I'm doing millions of points of damage. I don't want to stop it, and it's like 6 hours later. Like, I did that when I was playing Vagante, largely against what the game wanted. Vagante was not a game meant to go infinite. You can, but, like, it wasn't really built for it. It didn't have the right mechanics. It wasn't very interesting, the progression system. It fell flat very quick, but having found out that I could go infinite, it was hard not to. At the time. Now that I'm older and I have better things to do, it's kind of just like, why did I ever do that? And also, I will never do that. I think it's also maybe more tempting to go infinite on games that you really, really, really like. Especially when you're younger. Maybe. You hear that, damn kids and your infinite patience for boring drudgery? You should be using that for meaningful things, like touching grass and going outside. Those are the same things, I guess. That's fine. Do whatever you want as long as it's, like, good for you, question mark. I guess that's kind of got a wide swing, if you think about it. But it's, I don't know, it's one of those where... let's see, do we keep going for this? Yeah, pickup radius is less important right now. We're doing fairly well. We've not gotten a whole lot of magnets, I've noticed. As a kid, my mom was always like, "No, don't play video games all the time. You're never gonna, it's a total waste of time." It's like, here I am playing video games for a living. Like, you absolutely can pursue it as a career path. I think the main thing is to just not only play video games. Even if you're planning on, like, going pro or anything like that, like, you have to have some kind of fallback plan or learn other meaningful skills as part of it. So, like, from my perspective, I was really into webcomics. I read a lot of webcomics. I didn't draw as many webcomics. I, for whatever reason, was waiting until I had, like, gone through a decent amount of college before I tried. No, I tried when I was a freshman. I just wasn't very good at it. And so it demotivated. I was demotivated out of actually, like, pursuing it. And still haven't succeeded. It's on the bucket list. Might be something I do. Somehow. Okay. Just hang out. There goes one. Squinties? Squinties. Ow. Let's see. Do we go for the piercing on the gun or the crit chance on everything? Or not the crit chance on everything, the crit damage on everything. Ow. That hurt. We got the Apoca Bloom. So, like, I can kind of leave comfortably here. Here goes the boss. Yeah. Bad place to be. But also fine. We're good. My HP isn't looking terrible. I might pick up an upgrade. Kind of a load-bearing might. Yeah, I'll do it. That's a lot of beans. I'll buy both of those? Absolutely. While reloading armor or more damage and piercing fire rate. Now let's actually go for the double armor on that one. It's not a... It's not a pivotal weapon. I'm not using it over much. And so, yeah, if that one's the one with a... Oh boy. If that's the one with a really slow reload, we might actually want to invest in a beam range here. I'm a carousel of puke. There's a blue cap over here. I really shouldn't be taking too many of those hits. And we should go get this core. I do like the core system. I just wish you almost, like, had a couple. Maybe. It's fine. I'm gonna catch it right back up to where I left off. And Hazard 3 is not a bad difficulty to be on. Hazard 4 plus. I don't want to say it doesn't feel good, but you can no longer just goof. You have to stick to some level of a meta. And I think that does bring games down a little bit. But just to go back to the topic of, like, playing video games for fun or, like, webcomics and whatnot, like, very much just trying to figure out ways that you can turn anything into something useful. Armor by 2% of missing HP. Yeah, let's grab the salty pretzel. I've never found that before. It's not amazing, but it's going to keep me from dying. Or at least it's going to limit how much damage I take. So I have much more potential for not just beefing it. Okay, am I good on Bulu caps? I am not good on Bulu caps. Okay. I want to see if there's any more meaningful resources. Well, here's a bunch. The nice part is we do gain the nitra from mining. Yeah, it hurts. Okay. Completed our objective. So we're somewhat free. Now, oddly enough, this is actually one of those situations where being cornered isn't that bad anymore. Because it means all of my bullets are flying in the direction of my enemies. Oh boy. It's a roly-poly. Let's not be there when he puke. Bulldog or crit chance? Let's go for the crit chance. There he goes. Oh, there is a magnet. Oh, there goes the other one. Wow, that's terrible. I was really hoping I'd have enough luck to go above that, but whatever. Let's just continue on. Not as many resources as I thought. I guess I haven't been very good at clearing the levels like I want to. It's fine. Some of these are pretty good. Oh, I can't get both of them. Let's just go with those. Oh, and we're at the end. I guess I should have... Wait, no. We gain crit based on nitro counts, so this was actually good. But yeah, if you're somebody that wants to, like, get into, say, gaming professionally, like, even as a streamer or, like, competitive, like, league or something, practice other skills as part of it. Commentary is a big one. Like, if you can actually have good commentary skills, there's a lot that you can do with that, even outside of just gaming. Having a good personality and ability to present that personality, or at least the ability to pretend you have a good personality and ability to present that persona. You know, those can go pretty damn far if you know what you're doing. Sometimes for good, sometimes for ill, but I don't know. I hope most people listening to this are endeavoring to be good people for the most part. But like kind of in the same vein, if you're not very good at presenting or if it's too awkward or whatever, like just learning how to write analytically is actually very, very powerful and important. Like it's easy to kind of dismiss it as it's just schoolwork, but like learning how to write a good analytical essay can go really far depending on what you want to do. You know, I've been writing video essays and game reviews on the side. Not particularly seriously because I don't need to, but some of it is just like, yeah, I'd like to be able to be good at this. You know, in case YouTube ever decides to completely blow itself up, you know, sacrifice everything on the altar of infinite profit for turbo NFTs or something, you never know. And it's like, well, yeah, having some backup skill sets wouldn't be a terrible idea. I doubt YouTube's really going to go that far and, you know, just destroy itself, but you never know. I didn't hear that, Shell. She's saying infinite YouTube avatars, which I'm not quite sure about, but that's okay. But, so... it's always kind of important to have those backup plans, but also to, like, build those separate skills. Like, I think from my own personal perspective, if I ever... oh, you know what? I have to probably break this thing. If I ever had to, like, quit or retire from YouTube for reasons, I'd probably get into just, like, communications, marketing, community management, somewhere in there. Let's see. Do we want to go for continuously drain 50 gold every 50 seconds to double damage? Sure. We're not going to be using that gold, and holy shit, that's some damage. Where's that dreadnought? I got 2 minutes to kill the shit out of it. Come here, boyo. I got bullets to pick with you. Okay, extra potency on... yep. Unfortunately, I don't think I have enough gold, but we are melting this sucker. I'm only level 68, but this actually is not bad. I was worried about it, but here we are. Look at him go. This is a particularly strong build, though. I think the only thing I would have wanted was the shard diffractor, just to see what the shard diffractor is like. And I'm going to grab that magnet, just for the sake of it. I've always wanted to hit level 70 in this game, but I never will. It's fine. Yeah, it'd be kind of fun to, like, make a board game. To release, like, a game magazine every once in a while. Who knows? Oh, we picked up a lot of stuff from this. Yeah, the biome masteries are extremely lucrative. A decent amount of meta progression, a lot of milestones complete, and we can invest more into this, but not this for some reason, because I need 50 Enor pearls. Oh, yeah, that'd do it. What do we invest into? Silly as it sounds, maybe the pickup radius. Everything requires Enor pearls. Do we want to just go for mining speed? Sure. This is going to take a while, but we're making progress. I think if I do this again, we'll probably come back and do some more biomasteries, just because gaining, I mean, a flat 8 armor would be helpful, flat 8 mining speed, or 21 pickup radius. All of those are going to be good. I think they only apply if you're on that region, though, which is a little bit of a downer, but it's fine. And then we can also do Bloody Learner, which might also have some kind of core perk related to it as well. But for now, at least, I might as well mention once again that Deep Rock Galactic Survivors Mastery Update is out now on Steam. So if you do want to pick it up and play, just follow the link in the description below. It is genuinely one of the best bullet heavens I've ever played, and continues to impress me every single time it gets an update. And so, like, genuinely very much worth checking out and playing if you haven't played it yet. And honestly, I can't wait to see what they come up with next. I hope they keep pushing at this for a while, because it feels like they've only scratched the surface of what they can do with this game. My ultimate desire is that they do away with this and give you like a branching talent tree system, both for each character, but also every weapon. That would be peak, in my opinion, maybe. But for now, at least, I thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you next time.